Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions. I've got another one from the Jeff Beck tribute show featuring John McLaughlin, Rhonda Smith, and a yet-to-be-determined drummer. I totally apologize. I don't know who it is on drums. I just did Stratus, and I thought I'd keep going because it's a super powerful rhythm section. Rhonda Smith was with Jeff Beck for roughly 10 years. I'm sure people will correct me on that, but she was also with Prince as well for a long time, and definitely one of my favorite bass players. I love this song. It's from the record Intermounting Flame that came out in 1971. Any McLaughlin fan knows that he had just previously been doing so much recording with Miles, whether it was Bitches Brew, In a Silent Way, tribute to Jack Johnson, I believe, and did I say In a Silent Way? I think I did. So those three, and then all the live stuff that was culled from shows and all of that. And John went on to do probably one of the most groundbreaking fusion records of all time, and I stand by that to this day. And this is kind of a ballad. It's a really cool piece. There's some interesting counting in it. It's very straightforward, except there's a lot of weird space at the end of these phrases, these kind of arpeggiated things that are really neat, and it's just a beautiful tune. So with all that said, here we go. You know, you know. Also, what I forgot to mention is Jeff Beck did this quite a bit with his band. So if you watch the Live at Ronnie Scott's DVD, which I'm sure if you love Jeff, you have, one of my favorite DVD concerts of all time. They do this among other Mahavishnu pieces. I'm forgetting which ones now, but anyway, great show, cool stuff. I'll look it up while we're watching. John's 81, by the way, so I'm hoping to see him this fall with Shakti, and I've seen him quite a few times, but I'm glad he's coming back to the States. Another point before I forget is one of the coolest collaborations John McLaughlin did with Jeff Beck was John McLaughlin put out the record The Promise, forget kind of what year, but 2000s, and it might even be before that, might be in the 90s, and Jeff Beck guests on one song, the John Lewis song Django, and it's a great record. It's one of John's best records for me to come out after Mahavishnu kind of had wrapped up in the 70s. And it was just such a cool record because there's that Django piece with Jeff Beck, and I'm just blown away by that. And then there's a cool piece with Vinnie Colaiuta and Sting. It's like 2 minutes long, and John's just kind of going for it. Everybody's going for it. Super cool. And I could listen to a whole record of that little piece with Sting and Vinnie Colaiuta. So that's the one time I know they recorded something together that I can remember, and I love that version of Django. So anyway.
Hello everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for this wonderful memorial concert.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. Thank you for sharing the love. Thank you.
Be the most distortion I've heard John use in a long time. Kind of a gnarly, I can't wait to see how this develops, but cool, a great guitar tone. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, looking at Wikipedia at the live at Ronnie Scott's, he does not play You Know on there, but he does play Eternity's Breath, which I remember. And I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Jeff do You Know. So anyway, I'm sorry about that, but that was my thoughts. And if you know that Jeff actually played the song, I swear I've seen something. If you do, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. They're also not doing the breaks because there's this break where they go at the end of the phrase, they do bam, and then it's a count of like 13 or something. I don't know. I can't remember how long the rest is. Then they go back and they do it maybe a couple of times, and then the second kind of tag ending is 2 hits, and then they do it a couple more times, and then 3 hits. And it's just really cool, super slow, and then it's got those weird breaks with these super long rests. And they're not doing that here, but Rhonda is really becoming an amazing player. She's always been an amazing player, but I think she's coming to the forefront, being featured in Jeff's band, and now doing something like this. I mean, that was a stellar bass solo. So. Always great to hear John play electric guitar, especially with that amount of dirt. Kind of a heavy version of You Know, You Know. Also with Rhonda Smith playing some killer bass, doing a great bass solo, doing some behind the neck, neck, harmonics and kind of plucking the strings and stuff like that. All sorts of great stuff. Great soloist. She's definitely come into her own, like I was mentioning before. She's definitely become like a great soloist when it comes to bass playing. So I did look up. Jeff Beck did play You Know, You Know, and it was the Live in Tokyo, and I believe that was a DVD that I have, and that's why I kind of put these together as far as I knew Jeff had played it, and probably, obviously, that's why it's on the show, but I just couldn't remember what DVD it was on. I thought it was on the Ronnie Scott's one. It is not. That was Eternity's Breath. And also, they contribute that song, or attribute that song to Jan Hammer, Eternity's Breath. I don't know if that's true. I think it was all written by McLaughlin. So, anyway, I am Brian. This was a tribute to Jeff Beck. I wish he was here. I wish there wasn't a tribute to him. I wish he was just doing the show. But it's great to see someone like McLaughlin come and do that. And obviously, John's 81, and they were roughly this kind of same age. And it's just there's not a lot of these guys around anymore. So a sad and poignant kind of reminder that John will not be here at some point. And I can't think of most of the top 5 players I have are in their 70s or 80s or dead, and that would be Frank Zappa, John McLaughlin, Jeff Beck, Robert Fripp, and I don't know who else I would put in there at the moment, but they're all pretty damn old, and you can tell John has slowed down a little bit in his playing. Like, he does not have the articulation he had back in the 80s or whatever, for sure. And I wouldn't expect him to, but I love that he still tries to tackle the stuff and kind of bring it back and give it new life and all of that. And he's such a important figure, and I think it's great that he did the show to kind of honor Jeff. So anyway, I miss Jeff, and I'm sure you do too. So have a good day. Bye.